What competencies do you feel are required for people today who would like to get into public relations and the type of role that you're in?
I think it has to be enthusiasm. I mean, it's not a role that you can do if you're not passionate about what you're doing, because we're always looking for new media vehicles, new ideas, new ways of getting the message across. So you've got to be enthusiastic to be able to do that, because we need to be proactive. So it's a passion for the job, passion for the industry, a passion for PR and what it's all about. So passion is the number one.
What are the greatest challenges that you face in your current role, Elaine?
I think it's trying to get people to understand what PR is all about and how it adds value to a company. A lot of the hotels, the GMs, they've come probably from an F&B marketing background, and they don't really understand the value of PR. They have a communications manager in the hotel, and a lot of people don't know what she does. And it's not just the GMs, it's the whole of the hotel, I feel. She's there, she maybe looks at the branding, but to add value to the company, they just don't understand what it actually does. So this is my biggest frustration, trying to get across, the value of what we do and how it can impact the bottom line, because we're more of a cost center than a revenue center in the hotels. Yeah. So I just feel that we're not treated as well as we could be.
Okay. For people who have no public relations experience, I suppose if they asked you to explain what PR was, how would you sum that up?
PR is building a rapport with your publics. It could be the media, it could be the end user, but it's building a relationship in the form of editorial and things like that, getting messages across who your property is, your hotel is, your brand is, what you're all about, what you stand for, and what you can do for those people that eventually are going to be your customers. So it's building relationships. It's one adage that I always used to say to people was advertising sells and PR tells. I think that pretty much sums it up.
Very good. Advertising sells and PR tells.
Yeah.
What would you consider to be a great achievement for yourself today?
I think it's getting to where I am today. I'm just amazed. I mean, I hold quite a senior position, and the autonomy and the responsibility that I have is just amazing when I sit back and think about it. Here I am responsible for 17 hotels and another 14 or so coming on board, and I have that responsibility. So I think to get where I am, and I've had a fantastic year. Last year was just great for me career-wise. I learned a lot, and I'm still learning, and I'm still going to be learning for the next 5 years. But I've grown. I know that I've grown, and I've done my best work in the last 12 months that I've ever done.
Very good.
For whatever reason.
For many sleepless nights, I'm sure, as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Many sleepless nights.
Yeah.
From your experience and knowledge to date, what advice would you offer to young people who are considering entering the hospitality industry?
I think the thing is with the younger people, they really don't know what it is they need. I was the same. I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Okay.
I graduated and I was thinking, what can I do with my life? So I would advise people to go into the hotels and to try the different departments. You really don't know where you're going to be happy until you try the different departments. So I think these management training opportunities are great, because you get to move around the different departments and find where you have a feel for and where you really enjoy being. So I would say try it, even if you think, I might not like this is not me, try it.
And for people who are considering public relations?
Absolutely, go for it.
Excellent, we have your vote. If I gave you the opportunity to change one thing about the hospitality industry, what would that be?
I think everybody's probably going to say the same thing here. They're all going to say the pay.
Yeah. Yes, statistics have shown.
It's true. I mean, we all work very, very hard, and I don't think the rewards are great enough for what we actually do. So that would be it.
How do you foresee the next coming years here in the Middle East with the developments for your own hotel group? You're developing from 17 with an additional, you're almost doubling your portfolio.
Yeah. It's going to be challenging, but it's going to be hugely exciting. Not only just for us, but for the growth in the region. There's a lot happening. Look around to see what's actually going on. You see the competition. I mean, competition's healthy. it helps you perform better. So it's an exciting market for people coming into the region, not just in UAE, but also Bahrain, and Doha is growing. All these regions are growing, and they're offering something that they didn't have before. They're growing their product, their leisure facilities, that sort of thing. So it's going to be an exciting time in the Middle East for the next couple of years.
Exciting time for probably seeking talent as well.
That's going to be a challenge. My HR director believes that finding the people is not a problem. He believes that keeping them is the issue.
Okay.
You've got to offer an environment that's going to be conducive to keeping them in your hotel, not so they don't want to go somewhere else. Training, of course, is going to be a key challenge to get those people on board and keep them motivated. And finding out, and the thing with the growth that we have going on right now, the opportunities for growth in the industry, particularly for us, we bring somebody on board, we know that we've got other opportunities for them to grow, to develop, because we could move them to a resort, move them to a different country, move them into a different role. So, coming into the industry right now is hugely exciting because of the time we're in. Lots of opportunities.
Very true. Finally, where would you see yourself, let's say 5 years from now, Elaine?
I think in the same role. I would really like to develop myself in the role that I am. I have still a lot to learn. And of course the company's growing, so there's lots of opportunity for me to expand and develop and the company that I'm with. There's a lot we can do with it. We're still quite new. In Middle East we're established, but in Asia where we're growing, we're new there. So developing the brand there is going to be challenging. Okay. So for me, I want to be better than I am right now. In 5 years' time, I want to know the company inside out, backwards, and have grown with it and be able to add value to my role with the company.
I think when you reach a regional role such as yours, as you said, you have a lot of responsibility. The path probably slows down a little.
Yeah. I don't see that happening for the next three or 4 years with a lot of new hotels coming on board. It means my team gets bigger as well, so I get the opportunity to work with some new people and increase my team and increase communications for Movenpick Hotels and Resorts.
What was the one thing that you admire about Movenpick?
I think because we're not big, we're a sort of, I don't want to use the word small, but we're a boutique brand.
Globally, how many hotels have you?
Around 80.
Good. Okay.
Something like that. We will never be a huge brand. We don't want to be. We want to be small and friendly. The steps between us and the CEO of the company are few, so that employees get to know everybody within the company. There's nobody that they don't know who is. Our CEO comes to visit us. He's in touch with what is happening. He knows all the employees' names by name. He's amazing like that. So I wouldn't like to be just another statistic in a big company. It's nice because this is a bit more of a family feel to it.
And finally, if I gave you the opportunity to interview one person who would that be?
That would have to be Richard Branson. I saw him down at your hotel end of last year. He came to do a speech in there.
Why Richard Branson?
Well, I read his autobiography. You read in the newspaper about him, you think he sounds interesting. Then you read his autobiography and think, wow, what this guy has been through. He's so inspirational. Nothing stood in his way. If he wanted something, he would work at it. And if it didn't work, then he would find something else. He never ever gave up. He's just been so sort of inspirational to everybody. And he's a down-to-earth person. We actually met him when he was here, and he was so natural. He was just so normal. He didn't have any airs and graces, and he wasn't snobby, and he didn't mind people coming up to him to shake his hand and
take a photo.
I think he's a fascinating gentleman and nice with it.
Well, on behalf of younghotelier.com, we'd like to thank you for sharing your pearls of wisdom with us today. And we look forward to possibly coming and visit you in one of your new Movenpick hotels in the near future.
You are invited.
Thank you.
Thank you.